Would you like to understand how your users behave on your website and empathize with their needs? Are you seeking ways to enhance interactions and boost conversions? With Useberry, you can run remote usability tests on your live website and get a robust combination of qualitative and quantitative data that is crucial for understanding your users' experiences and making the right improvements. I'll walk you through the feature and demonstrate how it works with an example of testing an e commerce website to identify usability issues and get user feedback. This feature is available to try for free, so let's begin setting up our research study. I can view here and change the characteristics of my project. By enabling video shoots, you can capture the user's face, voice, and screen, which is great for qualitative data. For this example, I will use session recordings so that I can observe interactions such as mouse movements and clicks. When setting up your website test, you can use any of our research methods, giving you flexibility and enabling you to perform a thorough study. I've got an intro and closing screen to welcome and thank my participants, and we'll add a content screen to give them more information about this test. I will let them know that they will be presented with tasks and will need to accomplish them by interacting with the website. My first objective is to find out what issues users face when browsing for products. We will use the Open Analytics block, which allows navigating freely through the website. I'll choose the website testing option and add a new website. The URL I want is IKEA's US site, and then I will select the viewport. There are multiple viewports you can choose from so that your studies are accurate. The device viewport that I'm going to test is Full HD. Please take note that you cannot modify the viewport once the test has begun, so be sure it's the one you want. Now, this is the interesting part. You can choose our proxy server, a method we've implemented to try to import any website. There may be certain websites that cannot be tested with this method just yet, but we're continually working to improve it. This is great for competition analysis by conducting comparative studies. It is also quick and easy for designers, marketers, researchers, and product owners to instantly start testing without having to add any code to their website. Just add the URL and you're good to go. Our other option is the Useberry snippet, which captures all the functionalities of your website. You will need to add our snippet to the body of every web page. For my task title, I will fill in the action I want my participants to perform, which is imagine that winter is coming and you would like to buy a new rug for your living room. The instructions will give more context about their task, which are find a rug of your taste for your living room and add it to your cart. Your budget is $90. The rug should have a width between 3 and 5 feet, and to try to accomplish the tasks without using the search function. I'll also change this button to continue since we will have multiple blocks. It's always best to clarify to the participants everything that they need to do to take the test. So I will notify them that once they have completed the task, or if they cannot complete the task, to click the continue button located at the bottom bar. They can view the instructions anytime by clicking the task icon on the bar located at the bottom of the test. I'll now add questions to figure out how easy the task was and how confident they are of completing the task successfully. These questions are great for benchmarking. So select questions. I will use the opinion scale so that I can create a single ease question, which is a 7-point rating scale to assess how difficult users found the task. Add text. Overall, this task was, and change the scale to start with 1 and end with 7 so that we have an odd scale. You can see on the right what this looks like. I'm going to add one more question with the same format to determine if users believe they have completed the task successfully. Add question text. How confident are you that you completed the task successfully? And change the text here to not at all confident for 1 and extremely confident for 7. You could also add more questions for an extensive analysis, like, is there anything you would like to tell us about your experience while trying to accomplish this task? Or could you elaborate on your rating? I will showcase 3 completion options Useberry offers that are a game changer for the flexibility that your website requires. We will see path, URL, and trigger completion options. Let's start with path. It is useful when you want to discover if users successfully reached the page through the path you have set and to make sure the path from point A to point B is clear and easy to navigate. Add a single task block, which will give us insights into completion time, heat maps, video recordings, user flows, and the direct or indirect success of a user's path. Choose the website from your library. I would like to discover if at least 65% of participants can find a bed with storage for their room and how easy it is for participants to find them. This way, I'm making a prediction and establishing a future benchmark for my usability tests. My title is You Want to Find a Bed with Storage for Your Room. And the instructions: explore the beds with storage that IKEA offers. Please try to accomplish the task without using the search function. Let's set the paths we want the participants to follow. Click on Task Completion. Through a specific path is the option we need, and now we will start interacting with the website in order to select the screens that will lead to beds with storage. Click on Rooms, Bedroom, Beds. You can already see on the left the path I am selecting, and beds with storage. We've reached beds with storage, so I will go ahead and save completion. As there are different ways of reaching our ending screen, I will add an alternative completion. I will do the same thing, but this time we'll go through a different path. Product, beds and mattresses, beds, beds with storage. And one more. Products, beds and mattresses, beds, go down to filter, category, beds with storage. You can add as many alternative paths as you would like to test. This way you will be able to see users that have diverged from the path you had set and explore usability issues. Let's add a single ease question as we did in the Open Analytics block so that we can get more feedback on this task. Add text. Overall, this task was, and change the scale to start with 1 and end with 7. For the next task, we will explore the URL completion option. I want to find out how easy it is for participants to find the bathroom sink section. Add a single task block. Add title text. Imagine that your bathroom sink broke and needs to be replaced. The instructions are: where would you go to explore what bathroom sinks IKEA offers? Please try to accomplish the task without using the search function. Go to task completion and choose on a specific URL, which means that once the participant reaches this specific URL, the task will be successfully completed. Paste the link here and save completion. I'm adding a single ease question here as well. You can duplicate it from the previous task here. Just drag it under this task and rename it. The last completion option I will demonstrate is Trigger, which is perfect for testing complex websites. With this option, you can select any elements you want your users to click on or hover over. Again, add a single task block and select Website. For this task, I want to figure out if at least 70% of participants can find where to track their order. As you have noticed throughout the test, I am always setting a benchmark in terms of business requirements that require a specific goal. I can check every quarter if we have passed this target and explore any usability issues that will lead my team to make the right improvements. The task title is Track Your Order, and instructions are: imagine that you have placed an order and you would like to track it. Your order track code is 152523. Please try to accomplish the task without using the search function. I will set my task completion on a specific trigger. To enable the trigger mode, I will click on the T button on my keyboard so that this pop-up here disappears. And then I will navigate to the specific element I want to trigger. I'll go to the menu, then my orders, and right here we can see the button element I want users to click on. To select this, hold the T button on your keyboard and move your mouse over the elements. As you can see, I can select anything I want on the website. It could be the whole page, this text here, or any button. So once I have selected the element I want, which is the track order button, I let go of the T button on my keyboard and it is now set. I can select to complete either on click or on hover. I will leave it on click. Save completion. And lastly, I'll add a single ease question here. So duplicate, drag, and rename it. That's it. I've completed my study and can preview what the test looks like for my participants. My intro screen, get started, my instructions. The first Open Analytics task was to navigate freely through the website and find a rug you would like. Navigating a bit. So once the participants are ready, they will click on continue and we'll be presented with our questions. We continue to our single task path completion option. Again, they are presented with their task, and if they want to remind themselves of the instructions, they can click here. Let's follow one of the paths we had set. Product, bedroom, beds, beds with storage, and success. They will get this message once they have completed the path successfully. My single ease question. Next up is the URL completion option. Let's find the sink section. Products, bathroom, bathroom sinks, and success message appears once I have reached the specific URL I had set. Question. And my last trigger task to track their order. Let's find the element. Here it is. Click on it and done. My last single ease question and our thank you screen. now proceed to share the test. You can send a link of the test to your own participants here and select the device you want them to complete it on. Or to find a verified and vetted audience with the exact characteristics you need, use our participant pool with over 100 targeting attributes to choose from and instantly start getting results. I'll go ahead and create my audience. I want my participants to take the test on a desktop device. Enter the name of the audience, e-commerce shopping US. To get an approximate study duration, you can send a pilot test to a group of people that have similar characteristics to your target audience, or to coworkers who didn't work on the project and get an estimate of how long the participants take to complete the test. We sent the pilot test to some of our coworkers and found that it takes around 8 minutes. So I will put in here 11, and I would like to test 20 participants. Name the study, e-commerce usability testing, and add any information the participants need to know. As I have chosen for this example IKEA's US website, I will define the audience I want to study accordingly. You can find all the targeting attributes on the left side of the screen. I will start with demographics and select the current country of residence. Then I will choose the United States. To see an estimate of how many participants have this attribute, click on Save and Get Estimates. The number of available participants living in the US is over 41,000, so that's great. Let's continue defining our audience. I want the age group to be 18 to 45. Again, you can see how many are available by getting an estimate. We are at 35,000 participants now. Since we are testing an e-commerce website, I will scroll down to find the shopping and consumer habits section. Here it is, online shopping frequency. I will select all the options that have stated that they shop online. Save and get estimates. The cost per participant in credits depends only on the duration of the study. Thus, you can narrow your audience to the extent you need by adding as many attributes as you like without any extra cost. Let's see what our results look like. We've got an overview of all our blocks that show us high-level metrics for each one. If we scroll further down, we can see all our sessions. And if you click Play Theater, you can watch the recordings. You can go over this bar and see where moves, clicks, scrolls, and taps happen for each task. With the Open Analytics results, we can discover any usability issues by watching the session recordings, which can also be reflected in the single ease question, where only 14 out of 20 participants provided a single ease of use rating of greater or equal to 6. We can inspect interactive clicks, where we can quickly notice that most participants accessed the rug section via the products and rooms menu items located at the top. Also via the rugs category located in the popular categories. Many participants browse the preset categories while others use the filters to set their budget and size criteria. To learn more about analyzing your website with interactive clicks, I have linked our video. Let's see what our single task with the path completion option shows us. We had set a benchmark completion rate of 65% for this task. The results of this benchmarking test showed that 18 out of 20 users were able to complete the task successfully. Is it reasonable to report that at least 65% of users can complete the task? You can quickly benchmark the task completion against the 65% baseline that we have set with the confidence interval. Place your mouse over the completion rate and check the low interval. If the low interval percentage is higher compared to the baseline you are benchmarking against, then you have significant evidence to support your statement that at least 65% of participants can complete the task. In our case, the result is significant. To explore more, you can view the user flows, heat maps, and interactive clicks. Quick tip: you can focus on participants who completed the task indirectly by setting a filter. Add filter, go to path, completion, completed indirect, and done. The single ease question for this path shows us that most participants, 17 out of 20, provided a rating greater or equal to 6. Moving on to the URL completion option, we can see that all participants completed this task. Let's inspect the user flows. We notice that 16 completed the task by visiting maximum 2 URLs. Each column represents a step into the customer flow. This is the starting screen, first visited URL, second visited URL, and so forth. A column might have more than one URL, as participants might have visited a different URL at each step of their journey. For our single ease question, most participants, 18 out of 20, provided a rating above or equal to 6, which is a high score. Lastly, we will examine the trigger completion option. The average completion rate is 85%, which indicates that it surpassed our benchmark against 65 we had set. Again, you can explore more with click tracking and user flows. Only 14 out of 20 provide a single ease question rating of above or equal to 6. Quick tip here: you can add a filter for this question and watch videos only of participants who provide a rating of less than 6 for this specific question. Click on Filter, select the block question, choose is less than, and type 6. Watch these sessions with theater and observe where they got stuck. Give it a try and see for yourself how valuable and useful website usability testing is when it comes to improving and growing your website. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to chat. Just send us an email at contact@useberry.com. Thank you.